Nigeria has become a theater of absurdity where members of the political class go to the stage and play any script they like, thinking that all of us are fools. Now let us ask, where was El-Rufai, who admitted in live television conversation, I think that was Arise TV, where he admitted that this new Naira policy was targeted against his own party, the APC, and their presidential candidates, who also admitted in Farawa Abeokuta that the new Naira policy will prevent him from using the old Naira that was brought to him in Blue Van to buy the vote of Nigerians, because they know that they have failed Nigerians, and they know that their only hope of winning this election is to buy our vote. That was why Tinubu admitted that in Farawa Abeokuta, where he said they seized the Naira, they made the fuel scarce so that he will lose the election. Their hope, and their only hope is to buy our votes with the old Naira. And that is why they are fighting. This coalition of civil society, we also had press conference in December where we alerted Nigerians of the ex parte order that sought to arrest Emefiele, and we said we know those who were against that script, and sooner or later those that were against this, that were behind the script surface themselves, as we have seen. Now let us ask, as members of the civil society organization and as Nigerians, El-Rufai, where were you when the bandits attacked the railway and made away with Nigerians for more than 4 months in the bush? You never went to the Supreme Court. You never went to the Supreme Court to seek an ex parte order to compare the IG of police, to compare the army chiefs, to rescue the victims. El-Rufai, where were you? The governor of Zamfara State, where were you when bandits will collect money from farmers before they can go to farm and farm? Where were you? Now a policy that is targeted at not only ensuring free, credible election, but to also fight banditry because of the ransom that is being paid in cash to the bandits in the bush. El-Rufai, the very man that banditry has crippled his state for the past 8 years. El-Rufai is now the person fighting this same policy that's targeted at ending banditry. That means El-Rufai should be investigated. He has a role in this banditry. Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State should be investigated. We, coalition of civil society organizations, are calling for his investigation. He must have a stake in this banditry business. He must have a stake in this banditry business, because he is not only fighting for Tinubu to buy vote, he's also fighting that the old Naira will remain in circulation so that bandits will continue to receive ransom. El-Rufai, what is your stake? Where were you for the past 8 years? Bandits crippled your state. You never went to Supreme Court to seek ex parte order. Now, a policy that seeks to nip bandits in the bud, you have gone to get an ex parte order where the Supreme Court lacks jurisdiction. Like my colleague said, the Supreme Court does not have jurisdiction only jurisdiction when there is dispute between state and federal government. What is in dispute is a policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Under the CBN Act, there is no dispute between the federal government and the 3 states that went to court. Therefore, the Supreme Court do not have jurisdiction. It is the Federal High Court that have jurisdiction under Section 251 of the 1999 Constitution to interpret the very sections of the CBN Act that empowers the CBN to redesign Naira and to determine whether the policy has been done in accordance with statutory provision. It is only the Federal High Court that can make that order. It is only the Federal High Court that is empowered by the Constitution to make that, to review it and make an order of injunction to either stop the CBN from continuing or allow the CBN from continuing. It's only the Federal High Court that have that jurisdiction. After the Federal High Court have interpreted that section provision of the CBA Act, you can now snowball from there to Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court. That is the only time the Supreme Court will have jurisdiction. The Supreme Court does not have original jurisdiction on this very matter. And the Supreme Court of Nigeria, please don't set our democracy on fire. The fire you set in Imo State is still burning. The fire you set in Imo State is still burning. Supreme Court of Nigeria, don't set our democracy on fire. If you allow politicians to have access to this old Naira note to buy our vote, you will set this country